Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and Apple released watchOS 26.4 to the public. watchOS 26.4 is available around the world at the same time for everyone on all watchOS 26 supported devices. If you want to install the update and you're not seeing it yet, you can find it within your Watch app, or you can do this directly on the watch. I'll show you in a moment, but go into your Watch app, go to General, and then Software Update, and you should see the update here. I've already installed it, so it needs to verify that, as I did it directly from the watch, and you can do that by going into Settings, then go down to General, and then Software Update. If this takes a while to download, such as a 2.5 gigabyte update, typically what I would recommend is turn off Bluetooth, as it forces it to go to Wi-Fi and seems to speed everything up. So if we go down to Bluetooth, I need to turn it back on, as I turned it off to speed up the overall install. Once you've done that, it significantly speeds it up. Now, as far as the overall build number, let's take a look at that and then talk about what's new. So we'll go back here, and you will need iOS 26.4 in order to use this version. And if we go back into our settings, go to General, and this time under About, you can see the build number is 23T240. That lets you know you're on the latest version, and this particular update does bring a few new features, or at least changes. The first change is if we go into our Workout app, I have it set to my action button here, you'll see that we have an outdoor walk set. Now you can start it not just by tapping the play button here, but you can just tap the icon here for the actual workout itself. So just tap on it and then it will start the workout, and you can see that here. So we'll end it, and you can do that on any workout now. So Apple has updated it just to make it a little bit easier, since this is a fairly small touch target. The other thing they've updated is emoji. So if we go into Messages, within Messages, you'll see that we have a few new emoji here. And this is to comply with the latest Unicode standard. So this is something Apple complies with. They don't come up with these emoji, but you'll see there's a treasure chest, a ballet dancer, a trombone. We have a Sasquatch or hairy creature, a fight cloud. We also have a distorted face, which is probably one of the best ones ever. We have a landslide, and then an orca. You'll also see that my icon here keeps blinking off the display for some reason, so that could be a bug, or maybe it's loading something in the background. As far as other new features, well, the overall features on here, there's not a whole lot more, but there is one change that has to do with blood oxygen. So if you have a watch that supports blood oxygen levels and you're in the United States where they had some issues with that, of course it's still here, but under blood oxygen, when you measure it, it then goes to your iPhone to show you the information on it. Now that they've updated this, it's now in a new place on the iPhone. So if we go on the iPhone and now we go over to the Health app, within the Health app, if we go to Vitals, it's now found under Vitals. You'll see blood oxygen is now listed here, and there's also a new feature to go along with sleep. So if you're utilizing your Apple Watch for sleep, I don't typically use it for that, but it will now give you an average time that you go to bed. So if you are utilizing it for sleep, you'll now see more information about that. The other thing this update adds is the support for AirPods Max 2. These were announced last week, and they're available to order probably by the time you're watching this video, and they arrive early next month. They haven't given a specific date, but you'll need this update in order to support it both on the watch and iOS 26.4 on the iPhone. Along with this, there's also bugs and bug fixes, but Apple hasn't specified what they are. However, if we go to the public-facing release notes, scroll down to where we have watchOS 26.4, take a look at the release notes, you'll see that there's still some known issues here that are listed. We also have known issues with Apple Maps, but we also have resolved issues with things such as networking, where it fixed a multiple processes leak. It also has new features for StoreKit. They've resolved some issues with StoreKit. They've resolved some issues with Swift UI and resolved issues with Workout. Specifically, when you start a workout with Workout Buddy enabled, the timer might appear to be delayed by a few seconds before it starts counting. All of that has been resolved. As far as anything else, as far as the bugs or bug fixes, Apple hasn't said a single thing. There's also security updates along with this update. So if we go to Apple's security website, and on Apple's security release website, you'll see all of the latest releases to go along with this, with iOS 26.4, iPadOS 26.4, of course macOS updates, tvOS updates, and if you keep scrolling, you'll see watchOS 26.4. Within this, you'll see quite a few new security bug fixes. So you'll see everything from audio, core utilities, down to kernel, and everything else. And if we take a look at one of these, such as WebKit, the underlying sort of code behind Safari, it says the impact or issue was processing maliciously crafted web content may prevent content security policy from being enforced. The description or the fix was this issue was addressed through improved state management. We also have the CVE number as well as the person that helped report it to Apple. So they've patched quite a few things here when it comes to the overall update, and this is true of iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and all the others. As far as releases, we could expect a watchOS 26.5 Beta 1 as soon as this week. Now, if we go based on what they did in the past, it could be another week or maybe sometime early next week, but at this point we don't have a specific date. Apple also is expected to release iOS 26.5 Beta 1. Maybe we'll see Siri 2.0 with Apple Intelligence, but they may wait until iOS 27 for that. Apple officially unveiled WWDC 26 and the date when it starts, and that takes place from June 8th through the 12th, and of course we'll have a keynote there with all of the new OS updates being shown there as well. They announced this officially on their website, so if we go back and take a look, and if we scroll down, you'll see WWDC 26. So again, they'll show off watchOS 27, iOS 27, and all the others to go along with it. What we expect for watchOS, we don't really know, but we can expect some sort of update there. If you're wondering if you should install watchOS 26.4, well, I typically recommend it just because of the security updates. There's improvements, of course. We don't know specifically what everything is, but there are improvements along with that workout improvement and a few additions, especially if you're going to get AirPods Max 2, for example. So I would definitely recommend installing it. As far as overall performance, well, one test is if we open up the control center here. You'll see it definitely seems a little bit smoother than it was before. Typically, this was very laggy. It is a little bit when I scroll, but it definitely seems a lot smoother to sort of fade in there. So it looks like they're really working on performance. If we go and take a look at maybe a few of the apps here and see how they open, we'll just open Calculator. I don't typically open that one on the watch. Maybe we'll go down to another one, maybe Noise here, which I like to use as well. Go to Noise. It takes just a moment and it recognizes the sound levels here. So it looks like it's working nice and fast. Definitely is a lot smoother than it was before. When it comes to overall battery life, well, I've been wearing this every single day. You'll see I took it off the charger earlier today. We're still at 62%. And if we take a look at the settings and the battery health itself, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we'll scroll down to where we have battery here. Keep going. Under battery, we'll go down to battery health. And on this watch, we are still at 100% capacity. It's an Apple Watch Ultra 3, and it seems to be holding up well, and my Apple Watch Ultra 2 is still at 100% as well. They seem to hold up much better than some other devices that way. Also, many of you have asked me what watch face this is, and if we press and hold here, you'll see that was a bit laggy, but you'll see it's the modular watch face, and if we go to edit, we'll swipe over here to take a look at the complications, and you'll see we have the date. Of course, we have the activity complication, compass, messages, and then the temperature. However, the one in the middle is Lumi that tells us the best time to take photos or video, but you can customize this as well to many different things, such as different moon phases or moon times, as well as day overview and other things. But I like the one I have set here for countdown to golden hour to take photos and video during that time. But it just looks nice on the watch as well. So that's everything with watchOS 26.4. Not a whole lot of huge updates this time around with watchOS 26 other than some of the design, but hopefully we'll see more refinements with watchOS 27, maybe improved battery life and more. Let me know how it's going for you in the comments below. And of course, if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.